Shooting from the Lip features views and opinions from smart, funny, serious, and not so serious people. This show is intended for a mature and not so mature audience. Enjoy the show!
What is up, everyone? Kevin Hale in this house, giving it to you on this Monday night, March 27th, 2017. It's the latest and greatest Shooting from the Lip, coming to you live from Blog Talk Radio. Got a fun show lined up. First segment, social media manager, blogger, great picture taker, Bella Kueber is going to join me, and we're going to spread some good karma as we talk about the good things here in the Louisville area and all the things that she's involved with. The last segment of the night, Shawn Michael of Shawn Michael's Mayhem, Inc. will join us and promote all the work he does. In between the first segment, around 10:30, Russ, Hinkle will join me along with Scott Adams. We'll talk about what's trending locally, nationally, and it always seems to conversation winds up going to Trump and everything that he's been involved with lately. But that's for then. This is now turning on her mic, the lovely Bella of Louisville. Bella, what's up?
Hey, what's going on? How are you?
I'm good. You?
I'm great. It's a Monday night, so It is life. But actually, I like Monday, so I'm good.
Monday, rainy. Okay.
Yeah, very. Yeah, the temperature wasn't too bad, and it was mildly soothing when it happened. So
Exactly. Before we get into your stuff, are you a basketball fan? You have to be from around these parts.
Yeah, we live in the basketball belt of America. Right. Yeah, well, I am, but I'm one of those fans that almost everybody hates because I grew up in a Kentucky home, and then, of course, I married a huge UL fan, and then I went to an IU school. So all of those three things combined, like all of those three teams, and all of them hate each other. So give or take.
So you basically,
I like
you have one of each inside you, right?
Correct. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. For us UK basketball fans, yesterday was not one of our better days. The season came to an end, but life goes on. Elite Eight, not bad. We'll take it.
It wasn't done. The last couple of minutes of the game were really entertaining and had a couple of shots where I didn't think it was going to happen. So. Yeah.
Right.
It's all in the game. You win some, you lose some.
Yeah. Well,
I'm sure a lot of people might not
win.
Like that, though.
Yeah, let's win with you tonight because
all right,
things that you do are kind of like right up my alley as far as the media and how I do this show. You're involved with social media. You're a social media manager. You blog. To get the audience up to date, share with us quickly what your bio is. Everything you've really been involved with and doing.
Oh, gosh. So the quick and easy bio would be that I have a social media management company at Bella Vita Media. I started that when I was in college, and it just kind of shape-shifted into where I am now, and I'm still a freelancer to this day. I also do freelance writing for Today's Woman magazine, and I've written for other publications in town, but currently that's them, and I love working with all women. It's fantastic. And then I have a blog, Bella of Louisville, and then my husband and I own a restaurant called Top's Handcrafted Pizza and Chopped Salad, and we have two locations. One is in Elizabethtown, and the other one is in New Albany. And then I'm kind of starting to test the waters of Airbnb stuff with my husband and some other great investors and people that we work with. So.
Oh, wow.
It's a lot.
Now
it's good, right?
Yeah, the pizza, the restaurant thing, I wasn't aware of. So that's pretty cool. So you said New Albany and E-Town is what you said, right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay. Why those two locations?
Louisville is great.
Yeah.
Well, Elizabethtown. Elizabethtown, he had a restaurant there it was a Moe's Southwest Grill, and converted it to being Tops. It's kind of a hybrid of a fast casual pizza place, but there's also chopped salad and wraps, and we have some really good desserts. But Elizabethtown, because he already had property there, and then I went to school in Albany. I went to school at Indiana University Southeast, and there's just not a lot of restaurants over there that are fast casual number one, and then it would either be right over on State Street, or then you have to go all the way to like Jeffersonville, Clarksville, or get to a lot of those places. So I knew it was a good area that it would do well in, and so he had also opened up a couple of other businesses over there, and he knew that the area would be great. So we went there first or second after E-Town. So
nice. I have
that's
to
a lot of
check
answers,
those
right?
out. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Now, your resume includes a social media manager. Tell us in a nutshell, what does that mean for you? What are you doing on a daily basis with that?
On a daily basis. So I create content for the brands that I work with. The content just basically expresses the brand's voice and, applies it to the demographic that they're going after. These days, social media marketing kind of changed a lot of things for businesses and how they do marketing in general. I do work with photographers quite often. I work with one for my blog, and her name's Anna May, and then I work with 2 different people for Top. I work with Josh Cowan, Andrew Kung, sorry about that. So I just, I work with those people, and it's just kind of managing getting the images from them and then, using them to the best that I can for a different event. On a day-to-day basis, it's just making sure that the posts are live and that everything is okay and PC, what's ever happening on the comments, or that I'm replying to people that are having a bad experience with whatever business that is. So that is my day with that.
That is your day. And with social media right now, it is safe to say when it comes to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, we're so visual these days. We're visual before we click to actually read the story. Image is everything, more or less now, right? I mean, it's if you don't have a good visual, So when you go in and you're talking to your brands, or you're working with your clients, do they get it? Or are you having to convince them? Do they? Because I'm guessing the newer, well, not the newer, the younger probably people, that the younger you work with, the more they get it, and then probably the older they are, they're kind of like,
I don't think they understand it usually as much. Yeah. And it's still different because I think that a lot of people, so, even demographics, Facebook hits everybody. It's, my son that's a high school senior is on Facebook, and then it goes all the way to my mother's on Facebook. So it's just, you have these huge opposite sides of any demographic that any marketer would use. So, Facebook's easy and it's an easy sell to anybody, but sometimes even talking about Twitter or Instagram to other people, they don't really understand. But it's, that's the great thing about my job, is just showing them how it does make an impact and how it makes a difference. So.
Switching, well, actually, I've just turned on his mic, my co-host, Russ Hinkle. Russ, what's up? You joining us? He's always fashionably late to us. Yeah.
It's all good. I'm always late.
Yeah. Now, Bella, when it comes to your blogging, I have to admit, I'm a fan of your blog. I'll go out there.
Really?
Yeah, I do. Because
Thank you.
The truth is, here's the truth. Your blogs are, it's like spreading good karma. They're positive. They're, they got that motivating type of feel. And I always feel like if I'm drifting to the negative side, someone like you and your blogs, I can just take 2 minutes and look at something, and I'm like, okay, there's my breath of fresh air. And
there's my happiness. Well, thanks.
Yeah. But what, it's, I'm with all due respect. Now, what is your motivation for doing your blogs?
My motivation. So it's kind of, I know I'm a marketer, and, by day and then by night. I went to school for journalism. I'm a writer. I prefer the writing that I do over news reporting, because it's like nothing I write about is hard-hitting by any stretch of the imagination. It's usually a lot of fluffy, good, glittery things or whatever. My motivation, I think, is to share my thoughts and my insights on what's going on in my life, because I know that anything that I'm going through is not, I don't own a monopoly on it. It's somebody else. It's happening to them too. I think it's really important in a world where we're all we are all connected, and, especially on social media, but I want them to know that the depth of what I do and why I'm writing, or I want people to connect with me. And I like knowing that I connect with other people, or you saying that you read it and it makes you feel like more positive. And that to me is the best thing on earth. My husband and I talk about, the definition of success. And, I think for a lot of people, monetary things, that's where you're like, oh, I'm successful because I have a house and I have a car and I have all these different things. And sure, yes, they're lovely and all, but, and it is a quote, and so I'm going to butcher it mildly, but if you know that you've made another life breathe easier, then you know that you've lived a good life. And so anytime that I ever get that opportunity, then I want to take it. So. Yeah,
this is where it's a little tongue in cheek comment here, but Russ, you might appreciate this. I'm actually, my next birthday, in April, I'll be 50. So I'm very realistic that I'm really I'm past the halfway point in my life. So it's like between now and when I take that a final nap, I want to feel like I'm doing more good than not. That I am spreading good karma, that I'm associating myself with good people, and just trying to do the right things, in case, Russ, that there is some kind of higher power that will say, oh, he gets to go to heaven.
Well, how about just leaving the world a better place for your offspring? That'd be a good noble cause rather than worried about what kind of reward you get.
Okay. So, see, I knew he would, put me in check.
There's something called altruism. Being altruistic is doing good for the sake of being good. Just for no other reason than to be good, not for a reward like you're going to get some kind of gold throne or some kind of nonsense like that. Just do it for goodness sake. Be good for goodness sake, Kevin.
Yeah.
Now, Belle, I was looking at one of your latest blogs, and I found one of them pretty cool, interesting. What the universe can teach you. Do you remember that one?
Mm-hmm.
Share with us what that was about. I like that one.
Sometimes I do get a little wordy and my blogs become miniature novels, I feel like. So I do occasionally like to just throw something out and not put too much words into it, because then I can bury the lead super fast and people will not have any idea what I'm talking about towards the end of it. I am an INSTA mom. None of my kids are technically mine. They all have, they were born from another woman. So I'm still pretty new at all the parenting things. But so my daughter has a really hard time sleeping sometimes at night. And, that's what it basically was about. I was talking to her just because she couldn't sleep and she couldn't let it go. And so she was like, what if everybody else in the house is asleep and I can't sleep and I'm the only one awake? And it tortures her every single night. And I was like, we have to go through the thing. And I'm like, it's fine. And it just, I think that, I don't know, me telling her let all of those things go. I was getting upset and stressed about life. And I was like, I should probably take my own advice. So that's what that was all about.
Russ, what has the universe taught you?
It's taught me many things.
Well, can we narrow it down to?
Well,
give me a sound bite.
The main thing it taught me is that it all boils down to relationships, and most relationships are local. And relationships boil down to two things: communication and understanding the other person's perspective. So that's what it taught me, to communicate your perspective and try to understand other people's perspectives, and everybody will get along a little bit better.
Oh, wow.
Story.
See, I pressed Russ, Bella, to start a blog or get on Twitter, because he's full of these great little one-liners. But the problem is, Russ, as you've said, you think way faster than you type, and there's no way to get it all jotted down. How do you help someone like that, Bella, to start a blog or to put his mindset, put his mind into an online medium?
I would say, a podcast is a great step, and you're already doing that. Even a vlog. I mean, I've never had a video blog personally, but I think that they can be perfect for people that are not wishing to write. And you can you can build a following just as easy as I could that way. So
that's a good point.
I think it's just taking whatever you're good at and doing that instead of trying to make yourself do things that you're not.
So maybe, Russ, you need to start a YouTube channel or something.
I've considered that, but it's, I don't want to, I don't have the time to just put in an effort to put into something like that. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to have to sell essential oil or something and just be entertaining on the side, because there's no chance that I'm just going to spend a year trying to make something happen with that, or anything, it's just too hard. As you well know, it's really hard out there in social media.
Or what you need is a producer who will produce it all for you, and you just show up and do it, and then that producer puts it all up, edits and uploads it accordingly. Is that another way of
Yeah. And hopefully, in an ideal situation, that producer wins the lottery so he can pay me when nobody else is paying us for anything for a while. Because it's going to take something like that, I think, for me to have. I tried to audition for the the liberal redneck. I told him I was going to be the conservative redneck and just be a Sioux character like Stephen Kueber, but he hasn't returned my email.
That's hilarious. Yeah.
Now, without going too much of a turn here on you, Bella, what's your political views? Can you share?
Yeah, actually, I can. I'm not into them at all. Actually, I'm like, well, it depends. I'm like, I never want to piss anybody off, because I think that everybody.
You definitely don't want to listen to the middle part of our show, because we tend to possibly do that, or Russ does. But anyway.
I mean, I can understand everybody's vote and why they voted that way. I was actually surprised that Trump voted, or that he won. I can say I did not vote for him. So I just don't. I think that everything that's happening is what I thought would be happening. I think that he, while he might have a really great motivation for whatever he's doing, I think that his words are very hate fueled, and that's where I'm like, I never would use those words ever about people or, you know, getting rid of people, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's just different ways that he could go about things that wouldn't be as negative and pretty horrible. I just feel like he says a lot of horrible things, and it feels like, I mean, I'll watch things that are on social media these days, and it's honestly like I hate watching the news because it's always like whatever bleeds leads, and that's the same thing. And it's like people are just posting about, you know, these people attacking different people, and it's just like it feels like everything has a really heavy, violent tone to it. And I'm just not, I'm not built for that. So that's where I live and breathe. I didn't vote for him. I didn't vote for him. So.
Well, let me add this. Hold on.
Attacking your guy, Kevin. What are you going to do? She's attacking your guy, Kevin.
My guy. Yeah, I was going to say. Well, no, she's not. But here's what. But you know, as a social media manager, can you appreciate how Trump uses Twitter?
Absolutely.
I mean, you really can. I can. I really can appreciate it.
Impactful. Everything that he says, I mean, he gets attention for everything he says, and that's usually what people want. And I think he can just say anything. And of course, now everybody officially pays attention. I think nobody took it really seriously at the beginning. I'm sure everybody's like, this is not going to last. But, you know, then he won, and here we are. So,
here we are.
You know, yeah, I'm like, here we are. I don't, you know,
here's a serious question though. Why Twitter instead of like Facebook? Why does the dude own stock in Twitter? I mean, why did he go to Twitter instead of Facebook? Because I feel like Twitter's harder to figure out than Facebook, honestly.
No, it's not, Russ.
So Twitter is kind of looked at more as a news source. I think that, and Twitter actually has a high male following. So, you know, I keep track of a lot of different clients and their followers and the demographics of each one. And even I have a higher male following on Twitter than anything else. I'm always, you know, not a lot of guys want to tell me about, you know, following me and everything like that. You know what I mean? So I just thought that was interesting about it. But I think that he's on there because then it'll get retweeted and his messages will go a little bit further and faster, and he can kind of do it at his own free will. Facebook is always a little bit longer, and you have to have serious content. I mean, on Twitter, you can just post anything in under 150 characters and you're good.
Right. And that's the thing, Russ, is that because you are limited to 140 characters or whatever, Twitter users, heavy users, know that, and it makes for one, it allows you to get your message across in a very short way. You know, but you know, and that's where, you know, obviously I don't know what the rule is. You lose someone's attention after so many words or whatever, but yet he nails it. And I mean, you can, you know, you're limited to each tweet to be like 104 characters, but you can, you know, you can keep tweeting the same message. You know, it's just going to be broken in, you know. But yeah, he's played that card very well. And you know, and the other thing is that he gets his message out. People know it's from him, and we clearly realize there's no filter. It's not being massaged. It's not some, you know, employee of his or support of his, you know, putting out the message. That's him. And
I heard a rumor, Kevin.
What?
I heard a rumor that he employed Larry the Cable Guy to man his Twitter, and what he says, he's like, all right, Larry, here's the situation. Say the worst thing you can think of in Redneck for me. And then Larry tweets that out, and that's what happens.
I mean, I guess we I mean, I'm thinking that eventually the laugh he's going to have the last laugh where he comes out and says, there's been a whole reality show that, you know, for Trump TV, and this is, I don't know, but
I don't think that's going to happen, because there's going to be a lot of people that, like, you know, lost people based on policies or like military moves that Trump's made, and they would pull the pitchforks out, Kevin, and chase him down with pitchforks if that happens. It would be bad news.
Yeah, but he may be off on a island that's been financed and created by King Putin, and you know, him and his family will live happily ever after, and some, I don't know. Anyways,
or maybe the aliens that transplanted us here will beam him up to the promised land.
Don't forget the aliens either, right? Do you? How active are you on Twitter, Bella?
It's probably my not as active part for myself. I just don't. I like the trending topics or the trending hashtags. That's kind of where I live on Twitter. If I see something fun, then I start following it or I'll tweet from that. But I have a couple friends that they follow like these shows like The Bachelor and things like that. So I always retweet their stuff, but I have no idea. Like, they could tell me anything. I don't watch it, so I just don't know. But
Bachelor.
Really?
Are you a fan of The Bachelor?
No.
Are you?
No. Never. I think that it's so gross that so many women are just like, sure, I'm gonna make out with you if you made out with 5 or 10 different girls. It's totally good. Like,
I mean, yeah, isn't that some? They're basically whoring themselves out on national TV. Is how I see it. The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. Pardon the language, but I don't get into that kind of reality TV. Russ, do you like that?
I tell you,
is that how you do?
No, what's grosser than 3 people in a 3-way kiss is the contrivity and the commentary on our society that it makes it. It's so just produced and contrived, and that people want to see this absolute fake nonsense and bullshit. That's gross. I can get down with a 3-way kiss, but I can't get down with the effect on society.
Well, that's a good way to look at it too. All right, Bella, I don't know if you thought you were going to get into talking about 3-way kisses tonight, but there you go.
Definitely did not.
Did not.
I knew it was
she brought it up.
Like the Wild Wild West. We'll find out what's going to happen.
Yeah. All right, as we're winding down, tell us what projects you got coming up, and then also share your social media.
All right. I currently have, I've been working with Fun for the Art for their Cultural Path program, which is for students in actually Louisville. It's any child can register. It's a part of the summer reading program that goes through the library, and it allows children to go into different museums with a parent or guardian, and it gives them a free pass so they can experience each place. So I'm working with them on that, and then I am doing social media management for Unbridled Leave, and that's going to kind of start taking in my life coming up. It's the Night Before Derby Gala, and it benefits a lot of nonprofits, but one of the primary beneficiaries is Blessings in a Backpack. They are a national organization, but they're local. I'm on their marketing committee, and I think that they're just great. I mean, nobody can argue that feeding children on the weekends when they will not have food is wrong. So those are the things that I've got coming up just with work.
Cool. How do people connect with you on social media?
People can connect with me on Instagram. It's probably mildly the easiest. It's Bella of Louisville is my handle. And then on Twitter, I still have my maiden name, so it's Bella Bortero. And I have my blog page on Facebook. So otherwise, you can go to my blog and it's bellaoflouisville.com.
Very cool. Bella, the pleasure is always ours to chat with you. Wish you nothing but the best.
Thanks for having me on.
And we'll be in touch.
Please do. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
All right,
Thank you.
No worries. Have a good night.
Bella Kueber, social media manager, blogger, generally nice person, Russ. I like to always.
She seems very pleasant. I will say, very, very pleasant.
I know. I was actually not in a good mood around 9:30, and just for some reason having her on kind of soothed me. It's just her demeanor, but yeah. Turning his mic on, joining us, Scott Adams, who is basically is holding me hostage unless I give him billing. He's not going to call in and talk to us unless I give him proper billing. So, Scott Adams.
He's proper billing.
Proper billing. What's up, Scott?
Well, I'm also a very pleasant person, as hopefully you guys have known. And I'm glad to be here. But I definitely got that billing, man. I need my platypus out there.
I know. I'll work on that.
Kevin, don't listen to him. For 12 years, I had to hear his name first in every class roll of my life. So I'm not listening to this no billing shit. That's bullshit. He's had billing for 12 years.
Because Adams starts with an A?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
all right.
We had two Scott Adams there, so.
Oh, so you had to hear his name twice.
Well, it's true. Yeah, he got double. I mean, that's effectively 24 years.
All right. We always tend to gravitate to what Trump said last, and prior to last Friday, he during his campaign, after he was in the inaugurated White House, repeal and replace. We're gonna win. We're gonna do it. They had to pull the deal, as he put it. he actually, according to him, Sean Spicer, those guys, they basically pulled the deal off the table. When in reality, they didn't get the votes they needed to move forward with the Trump care or Ryan care, Paul Ryan care, whatever you want to call it. Russ, Trump's got an ego. This could not have allowed him to sleep well that night.
Well, yeah, I mean, probably not, or at least that's the character that he plays on TV. Would you think that? But then he comes out and pulls this whole, oh yeah, he acts like he already knew all this. This is old news, and he spun it to where like he walked away from. I mean, there were people posting stuff on Facebook, art of the deal. You walk away from a deal, and then you just come back when it's better. And there's things that he didn't like, so he tries to make a tactic like this. He's trying to make it look like it was kind of his idea all along to help the American people. He's going to spin it whatever colorful way that he can. But I mean, he controls the narrative. You got to remember. The bullshit that he's saying, all the nonsense and bullshit that he's saying, it isn't resonating with people that can read above like a 12th grade level. It's resonating with people below that mark. I kind of feel bad for even saying it like that, but because we're not going to extend any olive branches with that type of banter. But it's just, well, I mean. It's just
Russ. Are you speechless?
I mean, I'm trying to. I got too many concepts going on at once, and plus I just took a late night losing my mind blank. But
well, let's.
It's just I feel like it was going in a great direction, and then it derailed.
All right. Well, hold that thought, Scott. You jump in.
Well, I would like to take this moment in this historic loss, one of many, to kind of sum up where we were, throughout the election cycle when. Every rally, Trump would just go off and say, we don't win anymore. When I'm in there, we're going to win. We're going to win so much that your head will spin. People will beg him, Trump, we're winning too much. Can we stop winning? Well, if we look at what he's done when he's gotten in office, it's been a Muslim ban. Well, he got overturned, so he fell there. Muslim ban 2 got overturned by the courts as well, so that's another fell. Trump care, that's a fell. I think the daily White House press conferences are kind of like a fell because just about every day it's like something stupid starting when he first got elected when he's talking about the crowd sizes and this and that. So my question to anybody that is, I don't know, out to lunch enough to still support Trump is like, when's the winning start? When do we start winning?
Well, that's a great question. I think based on his ratings, depending on who you talk to, because it was Time Magazine, their latest poll shows that his approval ratings just dropped to an all-time low, lower than Obama, Clinton, Bush. Ratings are, probably, I don't know, a dime a dozen, but nonetheless, you've got Time Magazine, which to me is still kind of a respected source of media, putting it out there. And then Russ, again, the ego, he's going to spin it a different way that the media is fake and they're out to get him. But are people now starting to see what they bought into? They think and the fallout from what they bought into is what I'm just saying.
It occurs to me that much like the UK North Carolina game last night, it's people watch that sport like that stuff for excitement. That was it's unproduced. It's just raw, go at it excitement, and especially the ending when Monk hits a 3 and then the Luke whatever his name is hits a 2 with 0.3 seconds left. You can't buy that. You can't produce that. It with the Trump presidency, it's like if it's not being produced, just the failures and the pompous rhetoric and talk, if it's not being produced, then that's a hell of a show we're getting to watch right now. I mean, it's just just a raw unfolding nightmare of some horrific talking asshole that gets in office and fails, but convinces half the country that he's got high numbers. I mean, I see people on Facebook actually say that his numbers are going up as recently as last week, and I'm like, what are these people doing? I mean, are they? I mean, is Breitbart really saying that his numbers are going up? I mean, I don't know where they're getting the news, but somebody's got to be putting that in their head. But I think it's just a confirmation bias in their own mind. They're just confirmation biasing it. Anyway, the last part of it is that Trump will. He's going to fail. He's going to continue to fail, and he's going to continue to be pompous. And I mean, maybe he has some kind of victory somewhere in the next year before he gets impeached in the next 2 or 3. But it's just when's it going to give? This story is like a really good, like a leftover. We're watching the leftovers. You don't even get to know what's happening in the leftovers till after the first season, apparently, because I still don't know what's going on. And we just watched season finale of the first season, last night, where you get a little bit of a clue, but you're just lost. But that's what's got going on here. He's absolutely lost. And he has no clue what's going on, and I mean, I don't know, unless this is all a big ruse, which Scott's not a fan of that. But it's almost too good not to be a ruse. It's just too freaking perfect.
Well, to me, and I'll let you.
It doesn't fit coming out.
Go ahead,
if it was a ruse, then it had to be some sort of positive coming out of it, and he just loses left and right.
But we haven't seen the ending yet, Scott. It's always a ruse to the end, to the big twist at the end. Maybe there's a big twist coming.
And Russell, here's a good point too that I was watching the news and I heard a lot of the part of the biggest deal. The reason why he lost his Trump care, Ryan care, was because the Freedom Caucus, the ultra conservative group, basically the Tea Party members of the House, have a caucus where they get together and they basically try to vote as a group to give themselves some little bit of power. And they basically killed this bill. And what's kind of interesting is some of what they were saying was they take their word for it, was when this bill was going through before that vote, they kept pushing the vote back so that Trump would supposedly have more time to kind of whip up some votes. He met with I think 30 or 40 of the House members. These are Republicans, so they're supposedly the same team here. And he met with them and tried to convince them to vote on it. And several of them came out after that meeting and said, you know what, he doesn't even know what the hell's in that bill. He has zero idea what's in that bill. He was saying stuff that was just nonsense. It didn't make any sense if he actually knew what that bill was about. So here he is whipping up support for the bill that he's supposed to be backing with Ryan, and he didn't even read it or didn't even have somebody read it to him, apparently.
Yeah,
so
and
I just don't.
None of that's. No, there's maybe his brilliance. I think his brilliance has probably always been, with every project or business adventure that he is running or producing or whatever. Besides that, the ones that have remotely been successful, he's, probably in his defense, he's hired good people. Speaking of hire, I'm hearing, his son-in-law, was it Jared Kushner?
Yeah,
he's starting
to bad business going on right now.
Yeah, he's going to be talking, or testifying or something, meeting with Congress. What he's getting ready to do something. He's being questioned for his potential roles with Russia. I mean, this is all again another character who's involved with potential shady things. And I'm kind of dumbfounded to think that did these guys really think that they could pull this off and not have to answer to the public or their constituents in DC about their business dealings or whatever, Russ?
I mean, they should have to answer for it. I mean, they're representatives. I mean, all these people, elected people, are representatives of all of us. So if they're getting paid by some corporation that doesn't have it, that's why I don't understand how your average Trump voter, that they joke about it on on Kueber and different places like that, but they don't understand. I mean, is the common man up for dumping toxic chemicals into their waterways? I don't think so. I mean, that's not in their best interest. Now, you could say, well, if the chemical company can't dump, then they're not going to have enough jobs to give these people. I don't think that correlates either. I mean, that might have been true at one point back in the day, but they've come up with much better ways to take care of this stuff, because we already went through the hard times of establishing the EPA and establishing that dumping toxic chemicals into waterways where we are going to eat fish from is a horrible idea. This has all already been established, and now it's actually actively happening by his cabinet positions and his other appointments, that he wants to dismantle like the Department of Education. He wants to dismantle the Department of what's the other one? I'm like friggin' the dude from Texas, the governor of Texas. I can't even think of the department that I'm talking about. But anyway, Rick Perry. That's at least I thought of him. But yeah, it is something he wants to get rid of those type of things so that there's less regulations and people can make more money right now instead of protecting some of the resources for the future. And scene. Yeah. Hello.
Oh, it's Scott. Yeah. Go ahead, Scott.
All right. Let me touch on this Jared Kushner's story here, because I think it's extremely important. Real quick on a side note, if your listeners don't know, his dad, and this is his dad, so I'm not saying it's on him or anything, but his dad actually was spent a lot of time in prison for insider trading. He was actually prosecuted by Chris Christie himself. So that's pretty interesting. Right. And that was funny. It's funny on the transition team, as we all know, Terry Christian was on the transition team with Chris Christie, and then Chris Christie got pushed off because of that. So anyway, it's an interesting backstory. But what we found out here recently was, and this was broken by the New York Times. I'd invite everybody to go read the story of the New York Times posted out recently about Jared Kushner. But what he did was, while he was on the Trump transition team, he met with a Russian bank that actually under sanctions from the United States government for bad dealings and for being Russian. And the guy that runs it, the bank is basically run by a Putin friend that was trained as a KGB operative. So he got caught, recently. The New York Times caught him, and they asked him what it was about, and he said he was working on behalf of the Trump transition team. It was all political. But what he didn't realize is that the New York Times also asked the bank, and the bank replied almost exactly the same time that it was all business. So here you have Kushner doing business, mixing business and politics with a bank that's under sanctions. We couldn't even do business with anyway legally. That's ran by Russian operatives, while Trump is, the Russians are hacking the email of Hillary, and Trump's out there praising the Russians. It's asinine where we are now, that our government is literally so corrupt now that the common person can't even fathom what's going on here. It's just shocking.
I'm on the Shooting from the Lip Twitter feed here, Kevin. I'm looking at it, and a handle at HillviewHonky12 says you should call this segment the fake news with Scott Adams.
Speaking,
I got the billing though. That's what I wanted.
He wants the billing. Well, check this out. Guys.
Do we have a response? Do we have a response for Hillview Honky 12, or should I just leave him hanging?
Well, we'll officially respond. We'll officially respond to him in a moment. But what I want to do is, I got a hold of a soundbite from a Trump supporter who wanted it to be known he was a Trump supporter. Made sure I got it. I'm gonna play this soundbite and let you guys give feedback, comments after. Hold the thoughts hold your applause until the end of the soundbite.
Hey,
okay,
liberal redneck. This is fucking conservative redneck. Yeah, coming back at you, motherfucker. You think you got the fucking floor? You think you got the goddamn monopoly on talking smart in the South? Well, I got news for you, son. You don't. So pay close attention, because here it is. Trump, motherfucker. We won. The goddamn Trumps won. How you feel about that? Uday and fucking Husay? I mean, Eric and fucking Donald Jr. I don't know what their names are, but them sons of bitches are in control of this fucking boat right now. Goddamn, it's like we're on a carnival cruise, and these motherfuckers are the captain and the first mate. We got the skipper and Gilligan in this motherfucker, and they are going to regulate on Marianne and the fucking movie star Ginger. So quit your bitching, and heel dog sucks on toast, and goddamn fucking Obama. Yeah, tell me that shit ain't fucking, gonna pray to Mecca sometime soon. You know what I'm saying? Goddamn. So let me tell you right now. You done moved out to damn liberal-ass Hollywood, and you think you're gonna change the South. Well, goddamn glad you moved out, because, listen, we just got a bunch of big swinging dicks down here, and we are just gonna fucking whistle Dixie all the way to the motherfucking White House. Da-da-da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Yeah. Well, see, I'm from Kentucky, so I don't play that fucking Rocky Top shit. I'm like, Rocky Top, you'll always be a big pile of shit to me. Go Big Blue. Wildcats, yippee. Wildcats, yippee.
Clearly, this guy is a UK fan, probably part of the obnoxious part of the Big Blue Nation, though he probably didn't have a good time yesterday when the North Carolina kid who Christian Leitner gave his seal of approval today hit that game-winning shot. Russ, what's your take on this conservative redneck
Well, it sounds like he's, probably from an area that has been worked over by the federal government in the past, and has his jobs moved down south, and and he in his paradigm, any possible change from the status quo was a desperate cry for help. So I mean, your heart kind of has to go out to him, I think.
Yeah. What about your heart, Scott?
I appreciate his point of view and his intellect. I'm pretty impressed.
Yeah. Conservative redneck. Let me say this. Conservative redneck. If you're listening, you got your 15 minutes, if you will, which is really, I don't know what that really equates to when it comes to podcast airtime. But we welcome continued sound bites. Let us know what you're thinking and feeling, week to week with your guy Trump. Give us, stay in touch.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So.
Here's what we need to do, Kevin. We need to get see if you can get Trey Crowder on the show, and then we'll have the Curver Redneck come on and learn him a thing or two.
Yeah. There you go. I will at least ask.
Yeah, Trey. Yeah, I'm sure he gets lots of requests, but he's no George Norrie on Coast to Coast. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That guy.
I know. Yeah. Here's something I'm going to throw at you, Scott. You were. I don't know if you went to the Trump rally. That
traitor
exclusive rally at Freedom Hall last Monday. But there was a part of the night where he basically took credit for keeping
the birth of Jesus,
the former San Francisco 49ers quarterback Colin Kaepernick out of a job. He basically he basically said is that his tweets, that owners will fear the wrath of his tweets, and therefore they're not touching him or wanting to pick him up from to play for their team. When you got our president steps in and on social media and just basically declares where. That's on. I take credit for someone in the sports world that for whatever reason, it probably is, some of it is political, where teams are not picking him up. But the fact that he just takes the time out to throw that to his deplorables, or his people, if you will, his hardcore people. Were you there, Scott, at that time when he made that reference?
Yeah, I was there when I heard that. But Kevin, that's not even the worst he's done that on. If you recall, right after he did that one famous tweet where he accused Obama of wiretapping, which is obviously false, it's been proved by every single it has been. I think it was like an hour later, he went off on Arnold Schwarzenegger about ratings of the new Apprentice.
Mm-hmm.
So
I love it.
He's definitely not concerned about global issues. He's more worried about just whatever comes on TV, I guess.
I don't know. For some of the sycophants, I kind of find myself, a bit entertained by his, his routine, because it is him. He has not budged the least bit, Russ, on, since he's been in office, on who he is. What you see is what you get. There's no reining him in. So, from that perspective, I don't even know if I'm not surprised by anything that officially has come out. I guess I was surprised that he didn't become more presidential, but he's staying true to himself, Russ. And for good or bad, it's him. And
yeah, I heard the ratings for The Apprentice went down though because the type of people who watch that were upset with Arnold because he just talks too smart for them. They said. They prefer the plain spoken misuse of words like Donald Trump comes up with, rather than the Austrian excellence that Arnold Schwarzenegger puts forth, I guess.
Yeah. Well. Joe Biden, he made an announcement that he regrets not running for president. He felt like he could have won it.
Did he really say that?
He regretted that he didn't. He did feel that he could be.
Thing to say. Total douchebag thing to say, though.
He definitely said it. He goes, if he ran, he could have won. Well, you got to think.
He could have. Yeah. Why did? I guess Russ. That's a good. All right, wait a minute. No, hold on, Russ. Now we're on to something. Why would you say it was a douchebag move?
Well, let Scott ask me his question real quick. I think he has a spin on it.
All right,
Yeah,
well, go ahead.
I don't.
You know, so much for me being the host, but go ahead. Joking.
No, well,
I'm joking. Go, Scott.
Yeah.
Are we ready for me? It's not that much of a douchebag thing for him to say because he wanted to run at the time. He was forced out by the Democratic leadership. They said, "Don't challenge Hillary," and they.
I don't think I believe that. I don't think I believe that.
That's true. That is true.
Because I've heard such not that I haven't heard anything like that. But I've heard every time that I've watched YouTube clips of people asking him and talking to him, and he just says no, he doesn't want it. And he gave this whole long backstory about how he wanted to be around family more and this, that, and the other. So it's just a douchebag thing to say because it doesn't matter if he could have won or it doesn't matter if he was forced out.
True.
It's a douchebag thing to say because it's like if you could have, then why didn't you? Tell the truth. Don't say, oh, you could have had me in a passive aggressive backhand. Say, you know what, I was forced out. They forced me out and exposed it. Well, what we need is more people exposing things. That's what's going to probably undo Trump eventually. Is people that are close to him get like that those Republicans that went in there and found out, oh my God, he didn't even read this bill and he's trying to force it down our throat. And they're gonna that type of exposure is going to come out and it's going to be his undoing. So for Joe Biden to say, oh well, or I'm going to beat him, or blah blah blah. That's just shitty. And I mean, it's not even. I'm not even taking it up for Hillary. Fuck Hillary. I'm just saying.
No, you're taking up for. You're taking up for
the leadership.
Trump.
No, you're actually taking up for the Democratic leadership because Russell honestly did push him out. He did exploratory to run for president, and the party leaders came up and was like, no, we don't want. So you're going to take away from Hillary. Hillary's our person. We're going to back her, and it's like, yeah, okay, whatever. I'll get out of the way.
Well, then he needs to expose that. If that happened and he's not exposing it, then I'm still right. He's a douchebag because if it's that corrupt on that high of a level, then he needs to expose it, and by not exposing it, he's part of the problem.
Well, you're saying that you have to say the same thing to Bernie. Bernie knows damn well that he got the shaft too.
I would have campaigned. Here's what I'm telling you. Yeah, well, at least Bernie did it. He tried. He challenged and didn't listen. That same leadership wasn't strong enough to convince a 94-year-old grandpa from New Hampshire or Vermont to not run. God, how were they so effective with Biden?
Well, I mean, you can talk about this at that time, but he did get backed out by the party leadership. And the party leadership
and Bernie
said strong, as we know from that Bernie was definitely pushed out by the leadership. Nobody pushes Bernie anywhere. Bernie does what does Bernie. Bernie wants.
He wasn't pushed out. He was sabotaged.
Well, that's the same thing, though. I'm saying they worked against him.
Yeah.
Okay, but pushing out in.
Russell, I guarantee you at the very beginning, the party leadership tried to convince him not to run. I guarantee you. They did the same thing with Biden.
That's fine, Scott, but pushing out indicates that you willingly win at some point. What they did to him was sabotage. It's where they throw wooden shoes into the gears of a thing that's making wooden shoes so that you can make your wooden shoes.
Russell, I agree 100%. But what I'm saying is, at the very beginning, they also asked him not to run. They said, "Look, this is Hillary's time. We don't want to have a rough Democratic primary that could damage Hillary. We want her to be strong. Let the Republicans, which had a full field at the time, have a really nasty fight. They'd all be wounded coming out of there, and we would have a strong Hillary." That's what they were saying. They said it to Bernie. And said it to Biden. More party guy.
But I see what you're saying. I had you all wrong. I was saying that Biden was a douchebag. You're just saying he has no background. Okay, I mean we can agree that we're close. Yeah.
All right.
Man, that's an argument that I would accept from you. Yeah.
Yeah, Russ.
Okay.
What Scott said wiretapping, but he really didn't mean wiretapping.
No. I said exactly what I meant. I said it's correct. But what Russell's saying is that because he listened to them, he has no backbone. That's an argument. It's a valid argument. I'm not gonna say that.
Well, but see, I call people with no backbone like the more colloquially down here in the trenches, guy. The colloquialism for people with no backbone can sometimes relate to douchebag.
Yeah, that's fine. But what I'm saying, and I'm not trying to defend Biden. I'm just saying you have to look at that background to know what the comment was he made the other day. Was he said, if I would have ran, I would have won. He was kind of that message was actually to the party leadership. Like, look, guys, you screwed up, back the wrong horse.
Well, instead of the party leadership getting it, sounds like we got it, and the message to us was, you motherfuckers backed the wrong horse, because guess what? Your average everyday guy has no idea that party leadership, twisted little Biden's, pinky and said, no running for you, Joey.
Yeah, they should know it, but yeah, you're right, they don't.
So, yeah, so basically, the Hillview report is he's a douchebag. He should have ran if it saved us from this dipshit we got going on right now.
You sound kind of, man, that's pretty good. You sound like the guy that left me that soundbite. Oh, yeah? Pretty good. Yeah, a little bit.
So they're from the same neighborhood. They're from the same neighborhood, Gavin.
Probably the same neighborhood.
That's
all
true.
right. All right. I'm going to digress off of Trump for a little bit. Canada to legalize recreational marijuana in 2018. Legalized.
It's already been legal there in Vancouver. It's been legal for like.
No, we're talking the whole freaking, what is that? Country, yeah.
It's not a province of the United States.
Right. Now, granted, here's one. After that was announced, one famous blunt user tweeted, "Oh, Canada," with some good emojis. That came from Snoop Dogg.
We still talk about Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, Snoop Dogg. Actually, Snoop Dogg had the run in with Trump last week. Well, I think we talked about that. But anyways, seriously, back to Justin Trudeau. I like the guy. I think he comes across very well. I like the way he's leading his country. I think he's got it going. What does it say though for a country is Canada just go on and pull the trigger that it's going to be legal, recreationally legal? Russ, what about those gummy bears?
It's already recreationally legal in both, California and Nevada. Is that the only two that's recreationally legal?
And,
I think maybe even
Washington
State.
Washington.
Yeah. So
okay, but that's just.
DC.
Well, yeah. Again, you're talking of a few. It's not the whole U.S. This is the whole Canada, the whole North America. So.
Well, they don't have to worry about a military up there because, they just ride on the back of the United States. Would it kill them to produce some good TV once in a while? All they do is send us a random celebrity now and then. So they're kind of freeloading, if you ask me. I mean,
they did.
I think Trump should
they did
consider. I mean, it don't have to be a wall, but we could put up like a net or something in the north.
Now, Canada is the home. Canada is the home of my all-time favorite band, by the way. So it's a plug for my band, Rush. So, all right, Scott, jump in.
I was just saying they send us a couple good meetings every now and then, and I guess they comment on the marijuana legalization. I think they should legalize it everywhere. It's asinine that it's not.
Exactly. I mean, that's what I'm getting at.
It's a big crime.
Strong take, Scott. Strong take.
A blanket response. I like that, Scott. Why can't he just say the obvious, Russ? Why does he have to he could give us 10 reasons, but he's ultimately saying the same thing. They should just legalize it.
Yeah, just legalize it,
Yeah.
What's next?
Check this out.
I mean, slippery slope there.
In Arkansas, Russ, a new law was signed last week that would allow concealed weapons to be carried into sporting events and a variety of other locations within the state, blah, blah, blah. Is it a good thing to let concealed weapons, be part of these sporting events that tend to get emotional at times, tend to have alcohol at these events, and tend to have opposing fans, that are, not like-minded to your, fan, your loving of the home team or whatever? I mean, have they lost their mind here?
Well, I didn't know. I didn't think it was commonly practiced to use actual words on signs in Arkansas. I just didn't think that was. How effective can that be? But besides that, guns and that. Yeah, I mean, I feel like you should leave your guns in the glove box where some Mexican's probably going to steal them.
Good God, Russ.
Trump said that.
Oh, Trump said, okay. Not you, Trump.
Yeah, no.
Did he really?
Obviously. No. Taco truck on every corner, Scott. Fake news, Scott. Fake news.
You never know.
I like to satire, our culture by, even you used to do it, and back when you had your sophomoric sense of humor, exacerbate things and do things reductio ad absurdum until people were couldn't stand it anymore. I seem to remember you and Eddie Ross causing a jackass-style argument over top of a sleeping old lady in Jefferson Mall, and almost getting into fisticuffs over top of this poor old lady or man. I can't remember what gender it was, but yeah, that was quite the spectacle.
I'm trying to work for this billing, man.
Oh, what more can I say? Top billing. Well, Kevin is taking his 11 break, so he's going to be not on the mic for a second. You can always tell when Kevin's gone because there's no trumping the other guest with his master microphone there at the Shooting from the Lip Studios in Hillview, Kentucky.
Yeah, see them drowning you out.
Russ.
Why didn't you tell me
Russ,
you were going to pee, dude?
I'm not peeing.
Oh,
I
had to feel a bunch of air.
I was screening. You guys, we've been doing, how long have we been doing this show? We've been doing this show long enough where you have to, if you're talking and you stop talking and I'm not responding, you have to be quick to jump right in because I could be peeing. In this case, I wasn't peeing. I was screening.
I know.
Our guest for the last
I did a whole
segment.
bit. I did a whole bit about you peeing. So I had to fill it with a bit about you peeing and not being there because you're peeing. And then you came on and you made it true that you were peeing, but now that you weren't peeing, and now I'm not thoroughly confused.
But I'm going to pee eventually, just not right now. But right now, what I'm going to do?
Ooh, what a fly MC!
I know. I'm dope. Check this out. Our last guest of the night. I saw him on we're Facebook friends, which obviously means we're friends because it's Facebook. Great name, Shawn Michael, not to be confused with the Heartbreak. I know. How many times do they say Heartbreak Kid to you, Shawn?
Hold on, I'm
taking
a piss.
Oh, you're taking a piss.
Oh, okay.
See,
at least somebody's pissing.
Somebody's Shawn Michael. Yeah, Shawn Michael.
I hear it all the time. They call me a wrestler all the time. Trust me, it ain't me.
Great name. Shawn is he's got his business, his company called Shawn Michaels, which is the wrestler's name, but on this case it's apostrophe S. Mayhem Inc. Shawn, welcome to the show, brother.
Hey, brother, it's good to be here, man. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Tell us, what is Shawn Michaels Mayhem all about? Yeah, bring it.
Oh, geez, man. Well, let's see. I mean, it's kind of a long story. I started DJing, 12, 13 years ago, and I've been around to probably every place you could DJ. I think it was around 2012. I kind of stepped off the ledge and incorporated it, kind of turned it into a business and went full time. It's pretty much like it's an event and a promotion company. And we started, with private gigs, literally like birthday party size gigs. We parted our way from 50 people to 500. Now we do parties for 5,000 and more. Basically, we are a one-stop shop for the party of your life. We work for sponsorships, companies, corporations, private individuals, you name it.
Nice.
So we hold it roughly anywhere between 6 and 15 promotions a year, whether they be parties, musical concerts, wrestling, MMA, things like of that nature. So that's what it is.
I was looking on your webpage, and one of the things you acknowledge is that you have worked with a Kardashian. You've worked with Vanilla Ice, Chloe, Mario Lopez. Yeah, get in sync with it.
Absolutely. And that's part of the experience. Whenever we do a party, sometimes we do them at clubs, sometimes we do them at private individuals. The first thing that comes to mind was we did a show, the Befuddled Festival. I believe it was 2015, and the gentleman was a huge Pauly Shore fan. So we ended up doing a Pauly Shore and a Guar show, which, by the way, was probably the funniest thing I've ever been a part of in my life, because those two were just opposite. But yeah, I've had the luck and the ability to work with a lot of people. Khloe Kardashian was one of the two. Mario Lopez, actually, I believe, was at 4th Street Live at a monthly Mayhem event at I believe it was Angel's Rock Bar. I couldn't tell you the year. My goodness, they're all the same. But yeah, man, I've gotten to work with all kinds of people. I've seen things that I cannot unsee.
Nice. Yeah, Russ, I said it first. DJ, man, it's the right form of DJing to me is the ultimate. It's you what can you not do if you're a successful DJ? The response is going to be there. I mean, at the right venue, of course. How do you associate yourself with a business or venues to deliver what you need to deliver?
It's really difficult actually. If you know me, if you've ever seen me perform and actually perform live, I have a 12-inch mohawk on the top of my head. And so when you're dealing with a business, the first thing you got to do is put the mohawk down, and that's something that takes a lot of years to understand. You go in and you talk to the business or to the company, to the venue, to the person, whomever it is. You ask what their ideas are, what they're looking for, and of course 9 times out of 10 they're looking for a quick way to make a buck. But every now and then they're actually looking for the actual party. So I just get a feel for how far that venue will let me take it, and I usually take it a little bit further than that.
Right.
But it's really just it's crowd response. People come out, they want to have a good time. So everything that we do, you try to cater to the crowd. So if we're putting together a birthday party for 500 10-year-olds, then obviously I want to have the Power Rangers or something like that. But at the same time, if I'm dealing with 2,000 rednecks, then I'm going to throw a little country band together.
You hear that, Russ?
It's up to what the organization's looking for.
I feel like if your name was DJ Mohawk, then they would expect you to show up with a mohawk at business meetings.
Oh no, they do, bro. Hey man, I've lost gigs before because I showed up. I showed up with the hat on at a place, talk about the gig, and when I walked in, they pretty much looked at me and were like, "Well, thank you very much, but we were looking for the guy with the mohawk." And I had to take the hat off. I'm like, "Yo, bro, it's still me. I'm over here." It became a trademark, man. I can't explain it. I just I don't know how much longer I can hold out, but I'm 14 years strong with the mohawk, bro.
People are looking for that. Cool. People are attracted to a gimmick. You got to give them a gimmick sometime.
Well, yeah, great. So my head's a giant gimmick. I'll keep that in mind.
No, I mean everybody has. Kevin's gimmick is pretty much me. I think I'm Kevin's gimmick. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Now we were talking earlier, Shawn, about we're one of our little topics every week is Trump. Now I'm curious.
Oh my God.
Check this out, Russ.
Kevin wants to assassinate off his guest.
Listen, if the Trump administration approached Shawn Michael and asked them, see, he was in town last week, and they asked you they'd ask you to come and DJ, their event. I want to know what would your mindset be to accommodate a Trump rally?
Big money.
Well, I'm going to be completely honest with you here. In 2016, I received a phone call, and a company that was based in Cleveland, Ohio, was interested in doing a party for the Republican National Convention.
No.
So actually, I've had to think of this before, and my answer to them was, let's make it as over the top as we can because we can get away with anything. It's the president of the United States, man.
Right.
Yeah.
I would right now. There's such a divide. Who knows? But it would be something outlandish. That's all I can say. I don't know. What do you do for President Trump? You would have probably a party at Mar-a-Lago, right?
Oh yeah. Beach party.
Yeah. Beach bar. Yeah. But you would also your audience. I don't know how much of hip hop you can get away with at a Trump rally. So
would you dye the mohawk? Would you dye the mohawk orange and comb it to the side?
This is a true story. Now, wait a minute.
Did you, Shawn? Did you hear that? Listen, Shawn. Did you hear that? Ask that question again. What'd you say, Russ?
Would you dye the mohawk orange and comb it over to the side?
Fucking hey, I would. Yeah. No, I'll tell you a true story. We did Halloween 4th Street Live last year for the big Halloween party that they do, and there was a part in the show where I dropped the music to the Little John song. I can't even think of it now. Turn It Up or whatever, and I had 2 street dancers come out. One was dressed as Hillary Clinton, and the other was in a Donald Trump suit and mask, and they did a break dance routine. It was actually, and I mean there was 4,000 people there, so it went over wonderfully. And for some reason, man, he's hot right now. Anybody that works with Trump is going to be hot right now. They're not going to be liked. They're
going to be in the hot seat when it comes to Russia.
Now, Shawn, if you can share with us, I'm guessing you've probably been approached with a time or two with some very over the top events or ideas. Can you share with some of the better stories or events that you've either done or turned down because even that's where you go, those type of events are my measurement or is a reminder of that line I won't cross.
Listen, if
money,
my motto is,
money.
If it doesn't break the wall, and it's not hurting anybody, we can make it happen. But my gosh, let me see. I know there was a party there was a guy that wanted to do a bankruptcy party. He wanted to burn the rest of whatever cash he had in a giant bonfire, and he wanted me to get Jermaine Dupri to play the song "Money Ain't a Thing" while it was burning. That one was a little out of my range. I probably could have made it happen, but I just, that was just a little too much. No, man, I mean, some of the funner ones, I did the 90s show, and that was probably the funnest show I've ever done. It was with Vanilla Ice, CZ Music Factory, and Quad City DJs. And I tell you what, Rob's going to kill me for saying this. When he's live on stage, he's got one song, right? So, like, what does he do when his one song is over? It's not singing a second song. It's singing everybody else's songs. So he starts singing Bob Marley on stage, and there's 500 people just so confused because Vanilla Ice is singing Bob Marley on stage. I mean, that took the cake of what I've done. That was probably the fun. By the end of the show, and I believe that was at the Mercury Ballroom, we had trashed the stage. There was 40, 50 people on the stage, and Vanilla Ice was singing Genuine. So, I mean, we've done midget wrestling. I've done dwarf tossing, midget tossing. That was a pleasure. We did Bobby Knight chair tossing competition one time, and I wish we wouldn't have because we knocked out a young lady in the audience. But, she signed a release, so it was fine.
Nice.
No, I mean, usually people just want to have a good time, and a lot of the people don't know the right way to go about it. I can remember one person, we were putting together a festival. I believe it was the first Befuddled Festival, and we were going to have live camels. And then it became into a yearly thing. We'd had camels, and then zebras, and then I can't remember what all we've had. So, I mean, there's surely weird requests, but we can usually get it done as long as it's legal and it's not killing anybody.
Wait a minute. What type of event would want live animals? Russ, I know
that was actually the Befuddled Festival. We had it was hosted by Pauly Shore and myself, and we had Guar and Puddle of Mud. We had Wes Gantlin. Oh my God, that guy was so drunk he went to the wrong venue. I mean, we had 4 animals. It was a 2-day event, and it was something that we did for 2 years in a row. We did it in 2014 and 2015. We didn't do it last year because I had something else come up. But actually, I'm hoping to bring that festival back this year. It's fun as can be.
Do you have to put a disclaimer that no animals were harmed during this event or anything like that?
Oh, yeah.
For the protesters, potentially.
Well, we also re-record. We take a video recording of all the events that we do. So obviously, we have disclaimers for everything. Insurance.
Yeah, Russ, that reminds me of a video. Russ, that reminds me of a video I recently saw on one of our favorite websites. There was this chick that was kind of bent over a little bit, and you heard this guy speaking in Spanish, blah 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 blah, El Burro, and you hear clunk 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 clunk, and then you can only imagine what came about after that. El Burro.
Sounds familiar.
Sounds familiar. Has there been? Has there been to the most erotic, I don't know, that type of extreme where, I mean, my thing is you play some good music with the right crowd and alcohol, and you got potential. You got a show not only on stage but in the audience too. I mean, how rowdy are some of these events?
No, every show that I work is the rowdiest event you ever walk in, and that was the point of creating the company, is to take that party. Anytime you go out,
Mayhem.
like that.
Yeah.
My philosophy is 80-20, and that is 80% of the work is done by the audience, 20% is done by the douchebags standing on the stage. You know what I mean?
Oh, there you go.
If the audience is into it, then they're having a good time, and that's what they're there to do. Everybody spends 40+ hours a week breaking their back, so when they go out, they're going out to enjoy the fruits of their labor. They want to have a good time. So, I see some wild shit in the crowd. Are you kidding me? I mean,
hey, Kevin.
The girls, every girl girl in America wants to request a song with her tits, they walk up with a shirt above their head, like, play this for me, play that for me. You do it to block it out, and you play with it, you cater with it. I mean, I've seen grown men drink their drinks through tampons in order to win a $50 beer tab. That was at Tango Take a Seat now on 4th Street. You're welcome for the plug there.
We need a T-shirt that says DJ T-shirt that says "We'll spin for tits." That sounds like a great T-shirt.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's just like, you can't take DJing too seriously the way I always say it, because all we're doing is playing other people's music anyway. Are you kidding me? I mean, I see guys all the time, the newer generation, the millennial DJs. They're always online fighting at each other's throats and about who's the best this and who does this, who does that. I'm like, come on, guys, you're playing everybody else's music.
That's a good point. Yeah, but there's got to be an art to it that you know that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Care to share? Or
absolutely, there is an art to it, and there is an art to it, and it's a craft, and it's something I've been doing 15, 16 years. And you can never master it either. I mean, I learn something new every day. Trust me. There are guys out there been spending way longer than me around. I am just in a blessed position, I guess, of being a hell of a party starter. I'm the Van Wilder of Louisville, Kentucky.
Van Wilder, wow.
Yeah, that was
Russ.
Yeah. You're welcome for the T90s reference.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of I feel like I don't know you that well, but I feel like you're probably better than Van Wilder. We got to come up with a better metaphor than Van Wilder. He was kind of just he had like a couple of good parties, but I think your parties sound a lot more inspiring.
Oh, yeah, you think I talked them? Yeah. Well, hey, you guys make sure you got to come to the next one. I know that
we do.
We just confirmed the show in July. Actually, we did it on small scale last year, but this year we teamed up with Harley Davidson Louisville, and we are doing a poker run with Jesse James Dupree and Jackal, and we're going to give a portion of the proceeds to the Wounded Warrior Foundation. To support the soldiers. So we did it. We did it last year on a smaller scale, and I believe actually we raised a few $1,000s for St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital, and it was a lot of fun. But it was a little toned down. Because the charity we chose this year, we're looking to make it twice as big. So that'll be July 22nd, man. Tickets go on sale actually April the 1st on the website at ShawnMichaelsMayhem.com.
Cool, very cool.
And you guys have a pair of tickets, man. I hope you guys come out and experience it firsthand.
Oh, definitely got to check out this event.
Yeah, no doubt.
Shawn, what's you mentioned that, but what else? Do you have regular gigs that you do, or is it strictly on a event basis? We're strictly events, private events and corporate events. My personal thing, I'm taking the Mayhem Inc. show live. The only one really we have coming up is I believe we'll be doing 4th Street Live again, and that's on Halloween. And the difference between the Mayhem Live, my actual personal show, and the DJ show is I'm actually DJing live while there are actors and actresses portraying the music. It's a total light show. It's really hard to explain. I mean, you have to see it. For example, I have a team of 5 break dancers. I have a team of 5 female break dancers. We have a plethora of different characters. Every song has a different character. Last year we played the song Heathen. I did a back 16 count on the beat, and then I threw it over on the 4 count. And when I did, I had 2 professional wrestlers from OVW come out. One dressed like Batman, one dressed like Joker, obviously because of the movie, And then they did a live match
30-second fight scene on stage.
Cool.
So it's more than just a DJ standing at his computer throwing his hands in the air. It's crowd participation. We had a huge video screen, and the entire set was actually a drinking game. You start watching the show, and you take a shot every time you would see something in the show. And at the end of the show, if you had the right amount of shots, if you had the right number, you won a prize type thing. So every time I do my personal, those types of shows, I need anywhere between 2 and 3 months set up. So I don't really have a regular gig per se at the moment.
Right. Well, that probably tells us, Russ, how much Shawn is banking off one of these gigs. If he's, got
He's not hurting. I mean,
yeah, not hurting for certain.
No, I mean, I have been fortunate enough to find a small piece of success, but it's nothing in comparison to what I'm looking for. You know what I mean? And I just hope I can continue to grow. For as much success as I've had, there's been just as much disappointment and persistence. It's hard work. If you wake up every day and you tackle your goals day in, day out, can't go wrong, right?
What about the what's that big DJ thing they have every year, the Electric Daisy Festival or something like that? You ever look at anything like that?
No, I don't. I haven't really done any of the festival DJing. That's more for the EDM. Not that I wouldn't love to. I did one festival one time. It was in Miami, and that was several years ago. Though I was 2010, I believe. But no, I haven't really done any as of late. Mostly just the events.
Is that EDM music? Is that any harder to do or not?
That's up to the DJ. I think to me, I think EDM is a lot easier. Just because EDM is more beat control and beat matching. If you're playing a 128 beats per minute, you can crossfade that into anything at 128 beats per minute, and it doesn't matter what your highs are doing in the background. The crowd just hears the So I believe that it's easier to do EDM. Hence the number of EDM DJs that just keep popping up all over the place, like whack-a-mole game. The hardest to DJ me has always been rock, man, and that's why I always love trying to DJ rock. It's really hard to do an 8 count on a backbeat mixed with Slash playing the guitar. I mean, it's hard to work like that.
So what you're saying is that these strip club guys, the struggle is real.
The struggle is real, yeah. The strip club guys got it worse. Now wait a minute. Now I do DJ some down at the Frog, all right? And when I'm down there, listen, those guys got it bad. Because what you guys don't know is the strip club DJs are getting it from every end. They got management screaming at them, they got crowd screaming at them, and they got 30 half-naked women drunker than hell screaming at them, and they all want you to play different shit, and you're just standing there hoping to God you see a titty. I mean, God bless the strip club DJ.
Hey, and next on stage 2, it's summer.
there you go. It's all of the boys, man.
All of the boys.
The crowd will like whatever you tell them to like if you just tell them nicely.
Is it become just second nature for you, Shawn, that how quickly can you grab the audience? I mean, is it within almost a word?
No, I mean, yes, pretty much. Not with your word, look. I would give it with the look. If
you show up with your look. Yeah. The look has it.
That's what I always tell people. It breaks the ice. The moment I walked into the room, nobody else afraid of looking stupid because here's a guy with 12 inches of hair sticking up on the top of his head wearing guy liner. So all bets are off. Nobody feels dumb anymore. So obviously I'm the coolest guy in the room. Let's do it.
Yeah.
I feel like I would wear a guy liner.
Actually, I'm not so much the guy liner anymore. In my younger days.
I feel like I would wear it if it was socially acceptable. I would wear it. I don't think my job would appreciate it too much.
Well, that's during the day. You don't wear it during the day.
You can wear eyeliner.
Yeah.
You gotta wear it all the time, Kevin.
No, I mean,
I never went. I don't think I ever went to Kroger with the eyeliner. I might have it over or something.
You might have missed meeting like the love of your life,
Well, I think you're with the look because on your Facebook post, Shawn. You're pictured with you're the guy in the picture. As your Facebook puts it. Is that the significant other? I mean, what's going on there?
That is my girlfriend who I've been with now for I don't remember 4 years, I believe. So
did you have guy liner on when you met her?
Actually, I believe I did have guy liner on when I met her.
See?
I was working a gig at Rock Bar. So you're absolutely right. See?
Now
I had that guy liner on.
If you take nothing else, there you go. If you take nothing else away from this, listen, guy liner plays.
It pulls now, the biatches.
It pulls. Maybe, you will get laid.
Now, Shawn,
we do not know. But
right. First, we want to hear it. First time you and the girlfriend were together, was the 12 inches above your head up, or did you have it down?
It was actually it was at a show. We actually met at a show. She approached
and then,
the DJ booth. The hair was up.
12 more inches.
The makeup was on.
12 more inches got up later on.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about. She says, she says 12 inches. I take a step back and hit her with a brick. I can't do 12 inches.
Nice. Russ, we've got to go to a gig. We got to figure this out. So.
Yeah, I don't know why you haven't. I mean, I just told you I'm giving you tickets and everything. You ride motorcycles?
Yeah.
I don't ride
I
motorcycles.
used to, but then I got divorced and my Harley got sold.
Oh my God, let's play that backwards. That's a great country song.
Exactly.
Well,
Nice.
yeah,
Wait a minute,
I definitely send you tickets, and if you guys ride bikes, you guys can ride along with us to the for the charity in July. It's me and Jesse James Dupree from Jackal, and a lot of good folks, man. You guys definitely are more than welcome to come out, and I'll send you these tickets. Tell me where to send them.
Yeah, we'll definitely stay in touch because we definitely got to connect. Well, share with us before we let you go. Share with us all your social media, how people can connect with you, Shawn.
Absolutely, man. I mean, there are several ways you can get a hold of me. Obviously, I'm on Facebook. I am not on Messenger, so people don't message me. I mean, I will see your messages, but sometimes they're several hours or days later. But you can find most of the stuff at my website, which is www.Shawn, S-H-A-W-N, Michaels, M-I-C-H-A-E-L-S, Mayhem.com. You can go there and keep up with everything that I do. All the events that I do are linked to it. You can get tickets there. You can follow along. I know all of the videos that we shot through the course of last year, they're going to start releasing in April of this year. So I believe it's every month or every other week they release a new video from, the Vanilla Ice concert to the Jackal show last year, the Halloween show, the Coolio event. So we had quite a few things that we recorded, and they all start releasing in April. ShawnMichaelsMayhem.com.
Very cool. Good stuff, Shawn. Pleasure was ours, brother. Best continued success, and props to the hair and the guy liner. We will hang out very soon.
All right, fellas. I hope you had a good time. Thanks for listening to my banter, man.
Right, thank you, brother. Take care, man. All right, Shawn Michaels Mayhem. Good little segment there, Russ. Scott, you still there? Yeah. Scott, you there?
I'm still here.
Oh, so you were. Did you mute yourself? Did you not want to ask a question? You were allowed.
Yeah, I didn't have anything to add to the Shawn Michaels Mayhem.
Scott, Kevin, I should have told you this, Kevin. Scott had a very close second cousin that was killed by a DJ. So he did, probably a little traumatic. It's probably a little traumatic for him. It was a turntable accident.
Yeah.
It wasn't the turntable. It was the second turntable and the microphone.
Oh.
There were two turntables and a microphone.
Oh, yeah, the needle didn't like the needle didn't like puncture an artery or something that caused a there.
The DJ did have to get fresh flow though.
Too soon, Kevin.
Too soon. I'm sorry, brother. I'm so sorry. Let's see what else news going on. There was a couple of things. Russ, are you a fan of Brandy, the name of a female, but the drink?
I was gonna say I was going through the Rolodex and I couldn't pull a Brandy.
I know you were going. You were like the bees. BR.
Hey, Russell.
No B.
Russell, Brandy.
Does Kevin have a surprise guest? Well, she's here tonight, Russell. If you're not a fan, Brandy.
Brandy.
No. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say a fan, but I'll drink it.
I don't know if I've ever drank it. I read this article that they're starting to become more of a revolution.
Scott Dillon. What about Scott on the brandy? Scott Brandy?
Brandy Cannon.
I don't
Brandy
know
Cannon?
what
Is
you're
that
all
where you
talking about.
pour a bunch of brandy in a cannon and shoot it into somebody's mouth?
You don't remember that? You don't remember her from school?
Oh, yeah. That's what I hate now. Change the name to protect the innocent.
Change the name to protect the innocent. What is brandy? What is brandy? Is it a type of? I mean, it's not a.
I think it's a liqueur. I don't know.
I don't think it's liqueur.
I don't think so either, Russ. So, Russ, you did kind of over a few. You Scott clearly beat you on the first segment. We're keeping score, and you're starting this segment. I think so. I think Scott. We are going to go.
Okay, it's distilled from wine.
Listen to this.
Distilled from wine.
I'm going to announce it here. To you guys, but for this second segment, what I'm going to start doing, I'm creating a sound bite. I'm going to add a sound bite where you hear like a a ding or some type of soundbite that gets played when one of you all scores points with your argument. And if I was keeping score from the earlier segment, Russ,
like that dweeb from around the horn.
There you go. It's kind of along those lines. Tony Reale or whatever his name is there. But yeah, I want to up the ante.
Assignment
don't matter, and so would I. It's about how much you all will dazzle me with your see Russ. There's times when I think, and Scott, I'm gonna go on and blow his cover right here. There's times Russ has just went on this verbal banter or whatever, just journey, where he's saying things that he knows I don't get, or I don't know that I don't understand, but it sounds good. So, I think he's played that card with me a time or two, where he goes, I'm just gonna talk shit. Kevin's not gonna know what I'm talking about, but it will sound impressive, and it has. There's times when I've like, really, Russ, you do that, don't you?
No, Kevin, it sounds like that because it's just, it's so, just so articulately phrased. And, these are concepts that not everybody gets to, think about. I have somewhat of a miswired brain, possibly.
You do.
And I think of things that, other people don't think of. And then I put them into context. And then sometimes that context requires, concepts that maybe you haven't, looked at a whole lot. So I can understand your skepticism, but I assure you my banter is on point.
Scott, would you concur? Yes, sir.
I would concur, and also I'd like to add another piece if I can, because it sounds like this is the segment where we do the show retrospect, and
right. That's exactly it.
I think the part where the show was kind of at its weakest was when we talked about the urination and the pee.
But I do like how we did establish at the end of the day that Scott agrees that Joe Biden is a douchebag.
Yeah, I think we're on to something. This last segment should almost be like a recap of the night, where
retrospect.
Yeah, it's something like that. And we obviously the conservative redneck who sent the soundbite earlier. We want more feedback from you, so hopefully we'll get something for next week's show. Here's another take. Obviously, you guys are familiar with the Titanic. In 1912, that infamous journey that it took, the one and only journey. Do you know in 2018, by May of 2018, they're starting diving tours of the site? Cool? Not cool? Would you do that, Russ? Would you go on a tour of the depths to see something as historic as that?
Well, I can tell you this right now. It's going to be way too much because I've watched a documentary on.
Do you know how much? Do you know how much?
Take a guess. For one person or for a group of people?
For
one person, I would say.
One person.
It'll be like minimum of $25,000.
You're way off. For this initial voyage, it's an 8-day journey per person. $105,000 and change per person.
Yeah, no, I believe it all day long. The only reason I was saying 25 is because I thought they were setting up a thing where you just go down, you come back up, you go down, come back up.
It might be if you have the Groupon app, you might be able to get it for 25. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
No, but I'm gonna use it now, man.
Yeah, but you got to use right. Scott, would you do something like that if you had 105,000 burning a hole in your pocket?
Honestly, I think that the whole thing, I've always thought this, the whole thing about the Titanic was complete just silliness, because we've had lots of boats that have sank. I don't know why we pick randomly one that we think we need to have movies about, talk about a lot. And the answer is I wouldn't do it for $5.
Well,
it was unthinkable. Those other boats weren't unthinkable, Scott. This one was obviously unthinkable.
And plus the amount of lives. The amount of lives lost.
When they made the Titanic, they made two sister ships. So all three of them were unthinkable, and guess what? They all sank.
Well, guess what? I didn't hear anything about the other two being unthinkable. I've only heard about the one being unthinkable, and I think your stuff is fake news. That's fake news.
Fake news. Fake news, Scott. FNS.
Lithuania, it wasn't unthinkable. Obviously it wasn't unthinkable because they did think. So I don't even think they would have called it unthinkable in the first place.
Is that his call letter? Is that his call letters, Russ? FNS, fake news, Scott?
No. Bear with me here, guys. Look it up yourselves. The whole thing about it being unthinkable was BS anyway. No one ever really said that. Mind's blown.
I think it wasn't BS, Scott. It was the RSS Titanic. Don't try to come with me to this fake spin doctor news shit. It was the RSS Titanic, not BS, and it was unsinkable.
No, then find the quote. Find out who actually said it was unsinkable.
It was branded on the side of the ship. It said RMS Titanic, unsinkable ship, end quote, air quotes.
It was definitely not put on the side of the ship.
It was air quotes with two fingers, deucing out.
Here's a good little feel-good story for those of us who have kids and grandkids. In no, it's not. In the state of South Carolina, in a period of 18 hours, the same doctor delivered 2 babies in this hospital. And when you see them in the nursery or whatever, someone got a picture of them. The babies' names were Romeo and Juliet. It's kind of cool. Maybe I'm reaching. Maybe that's my sign. I'm reaching for a story.
Romeo and Juliet, cool. Huh?
Yeah.
Well, until they kill each other.
Oh, that is that whole story. Here's one that we go from one extreme to the other, Russ, and this is right up your twisted alley. Oklahoma Republican says God can use rape and incest to bring beauty from ashes. It's on video. This is not fake news.
Well, if anyone can do it, he can. You know.
This is his quote. He says, "Is rape the will of God?" He asks a question. He follows up with, "If you read the Bible, there's actually a couple of circumstances where that happened, and the Lord uses all circumstances." I mean, you can go down that path, but it's a reality, unfortunately.
Well, I mean, God was kind of like it. In the early days, God was kind of like Hitler, where he had a captive group of people and he just tested out shit on them and seeing what was going on. He had to test some shit out. So they thought he was all knowing, but it took him a while to learn everything until he could be all knowing. So he did a lot of dirty shit, before he became all omnipotent and shit.
Yeah, Scott.
And, we all know God works in mysterious ways, so everything. Oh, good God!
Yeah.
Play.
Yeah, nice. I had to get one religious theme topic for Russ. We haven't talked religion lately, Russ.
Yeah, there's a Hindu god that's got like 8 arms and only 1 set of genitals. Imagine how frustrated he is.
How many set of genitals do you need?
Well, I don't need 8 arms for it. I'll tell you that.
I'm still trying to find Russ, where our guy Cameron Mills, who is, he's been called upon in this time of his life by his God, his beliefs to spread the word. The plan is still to have a religious theme topic debate, Cameron v. Russ on a show, a respectable versus no God. We're still working on that. That will happen sometime this year. It's a matter of pinning Cameron down and getting him questions ahead of time and all that good stuff. So we're going to pull that off, Russ. You and one of your 98 championship Wildcat heroes or players.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Russ, you been drinking tonight? You sound a little like
a little bit.
Tonight.
A little bit.
Yeah, but you're not as perky.
Yeah. The struggle is real.
It's real. Oh, it's damn real. All right, rewind. Let me do a quick promo for us. You can find our show on iTunes and YouTube, Shooting from the Lip. Subscribe to those accounts, please. Twitter at The Shooting Lip. You can also like us and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Guys, one last word. Russ, anything you want to purge before we shut it down?
Do me last. I'm thinking about it.
Scott, anything in your head that speaketh? Give us the last word. Your last word.
Last word is keep your eyes on this Russian thing. I know it's so bizarre that I think a lot of people, especially Trump supporters, just completely just don't believe it because it sounds almost unbelievable. But just keep your eyes on what's going on here. There's gonna be a lot of stuff coming out in the next couple of weeks.
How long can hold that thought. How long can Trump and his team, how long are they going to, I guess, obviously they're going to just keep denying things until there is, the 100% true evidence. But
well, did you see the tweet tonight? I think around 9 o'clock or so that Trump put out there. It shows that the White House is scared to death over this Russian investigation. The tweet was something like, "We need to look into Hillary Clinton, Russia deal with the uranium." He's talking about Hillary Clinton now. I mean, what the hell? That's just a bizarre tweet. To me, it just shows how scared they are of what's going out. They did some stuff that's going to come out, and it's not going to be good for them at all.
Well, I mean, everybody knows, Scott, that if somebody taps you on the shoulder and says, "Who turned in the dime roll?" the first move you're supposed to make is say, "No, he did it." So he's just kind of trying to deflect, like one of our buddies, Kyle.
Here, check it. Yeah, this was his tweets tonight, and actually, I don't know why I'm glad you just brought that up, Scott, because now I realize we can talk Trump at during the show in real time is in regards to his Twitter, because we'll pull this shit up and. His tweet tonight. Hold on. His tweet tonight. Why isn't the House Intelligence Committee looking into the Bill and Hillary deal that allowed big uranium to go to Russia? Russian speech, money to Bill, the Hillary Russian reset, praise of Russia by Hillary, or Podesta Russian company. And then he goes, Trump Russia story is a hoax. So that's kind of he clearly is deflecting, but.
A rhetorical anti-rhetoric campaign. It's brilliant.
Brilliant. All right. Okay. We're past the midnight hour, guys. Good show. Thanks for your time. For Russ Hinkle, for Scott Adams, Kevin Hale, wishing everyone a good rest of your week. I will be on live Tuesday night with Greg Unthanked to promote some local music. Guys, have a good night.
At no time were any animals or people hurt during this presentation of Shooting from the Lip.